Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to, of course, your girl Cooking with Tammy. And tonight I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy recipe. We're going to be making Korean ground beef. When I tell you this recipe is absolutely delicious, and the great thing is we're only going to need about 5 to 6 ingredients to pull this recipe together. So with all of that being said, let's introduce these ingredients and get to cooking. First thing we're going to need is some ground beef. Feel free to use sirloin beef or even ground chuck. It's going to turn out perfect. We're also going to be using some green onions, aka scallions, garlic and ginger paste, red chili flakes, light brown sugar, along with some soy sauce. For the soy sauce, I'm going to be using a low sodium soy sauce. However, if you have the regular soy sauce, you want to use that, you can use that as well, along with sesame oil. However, if you don't have sesame oil, don't panic. Use whatever oil you prefer. For this particular recipe, I'm going to be using avocado oil, even though I do have sesame oil. Keep in mind also that sesame oil is really pungent. That's it for our ingredients. So with that being said, let's get to cooking. Now here's the thing. I'm going to be serving my delicious Korean style ground beef over rice. So we're going to start that process. I'm going to be using 2 cups of parboiled rice. So with that, you're going to need 4 cups of water. Now that we have our rice in the pan and it's doing its thing, we're going to move on over to our cast iron skillet, add a little drizzle of oil, add our ground beef to the pan. As the meat starts to brown, I'm going to get in there with my ground meat chopper. If you don't have one of these gadgets right here, feel free to use a spatula or whatever works, or even a wooden spoon will be perfectly fine. Get in there really good, chop it on up, allow it to cook all the way through. Once we're done, we're going to get in there with the spatula, break it down a little bit more, turn those little chunky chunks into bite-sized pieces. If you're going to be using a ground beef with a ratio of 80% lean and 20% fat, you're not going to have much to drain off after the cooking process. However, if you're using a ground beef or ground meat with a high or fatty content, once the meat is cooked all the way through, now will be the perfect time to drain or strain off any excess oil that may be sitting in the pan. In the meanwhile, since we are taking advantage of all of our ingredients, that little white bulb right there is what we're going to use as our onion to flavor the meat. I'm going to remove the top of the green onion, toss that part, get in there, chop it on up, and we're going to add it to our beef. Mix it on up really good. Get all of the flavors from the onions. And we're just going to allow the beef to continue cooking. In the meanwhile, we're going to chop the other part of the green onion and we're just going to reserve it for later. Let's check on our rice. I'm going to take my spatula, push it to the side just a bit to get a feel of how much water is in the pan. Everything is looking good. Back to our ground beef. As you can see, everything is nice and brown, cooked perfectly. And to this light sodium soy saucy sauce, we're going to add our brown sugar along with our ginger and garlic paste, red chili flakes, and we're going to get in there and give it a good mix. All right, guys, make sure everything is well combined. We want to break down those sugars. We don't want it to be like literally hanging out at the bottom. Once we're done, we're going to take that saucy sauce and we're going to add it to our ground beef. Mix it in there really good. Make sure every bit of beef is covered with that saucy sauce, all right? Not only is it going to give the beef a nice flavor, but it's going to give it a nice rich color as well. We're going to reduce our flame slightly, and we want our sauce to reduce, and once it reduces, of course, the sauce is going to thicken on up. We're going to check on our rice once again. Our rice is looking absolutely amazing. At this point in time, we're going to turn the stovetop off, and I can guarantee you the rice is perfectly cooked. The grains are not too hard and it's not too soft. We're going to add some green onions to our beef. We're going to stir it on up, mix it on up in there. At this point in time, we're going to turn our stovetop off, and it's time to plate. All right, guys? So using our Asian inspired style bowl, we're going to add some white rice, followed by a delicious Korean style beef. You can also add your sesame seeds, add a little bit or as much as you prefer. And yeah, add our green onions to the top for garnish. This meal took about 15 to 20 minutes, less than 30. Talk about cost efficient and budget friendly. And guess what? Our flavors are going to be phenomenal. Not to mention, we only used about 5 to 6 ingredients. Definitely give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. By the way, let me know if you want to see more quick and easy 5 to 6 ingredient recipes, and I got you. And as always, I will catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.